You lie still, quiet. Your chest rises gently and falls again. Each breath you take marks time, not with numbers but with rhythm. The soft drumbeat of your heart becomes a silent clock inside you. Not loud, not forceful. Just present, just steady. And for as long as you have been alive, this clock has been ticking. But what is time really? Is it the ticking of hands on a watch? The changing light through your bedroom window? The way your body feels different from morning to night? Time is all of those things, and something more. You do not hear time. You feel it. You feel it in the way your bones stretch as you grow. In the way your memories drift backward, soft and faded. In the way you blink and suddenly realize the day is gone. Inside you, countless tiny clocks are working. Not just the heart, though it is faithful. Every cell in your body follows cycles. They wake, they sleep, they work, they rest. Each cell listens to the master rhythm, the circadian rhythm, a hidden pulse guided by sunlight and shadow. Even your brain has its own metronome, tucked deep in the folds of gray matter. A cluster of neurons pulses with a 24-hour beat. It watches for morning, for evening, for cues that the world is shifting. It is called your biological clock. But it does not tick like a watch. It flows like a tide, rising, falling, repeating. Outside your body, the world dances to time too. The earth spins and the sky changes color. The moon pulls at oceans and tides rise and fall. Time is stitched into the turning of the planet, the orbit of stars, the motion of galaxies. But for you right now, it begins with your breath. Time feels simple, but simplicity is often a clever disguise. Even as you lie still, time does not treat all things equally. Some seconds pass faster than others, depending on how you move or how near you are to gravity's pull. But before we go there, stay here. Stay with the seconds that belong to your body. You have felt time stretch before. In waiting rooms, in long nights, in moments of silence. And you have felt it rush. In laughter, in falling in love, in waking up too late. This is emotional time, the way your mind paints it. But beneath that, the physical time keeps ticking. Not changing. Not judging. Just flowing. Clocks on your wall count time with precision. But clocks inside you tell time through experience. They slow when you rest. They speed when you run. They drift when you cross oceans or change time zones. Your internal clocks try to keep up, but sometimes they stumble. Jet lag, they call it. But it is just your body asking, where am I in the rhythm of the world? And there is something beautiful about that you are not separate from time. You are part of it. Time flows through your blood. It whispers through your cells. It colors your dreams. And as you sleep, your clocks do not stop. They reset, renew, prepare for tomorrow. But time is not always gentle. You know this. You feel it when you look at old photos. When your body changes. When someone you love grows older. Time can move quietly or leave echoes. And yet, in this chapter, we are not racing it. We are breathing with it. In physics, time is one of the great mysteries. No one knows exactly what it is. A dimension? A measure? Or simply the order in which things happen? But in your life, time is the space between moments. The hush between heartbeats. The feeling of change wrapped in continuity. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel your pulse in your fingertips? That is your clock, still ticking. Not needing permission. Not waiting for applause. It just is. And now, stretch your thoughts wider. Beyond your body, beyond your room. Because time does not tick the same for everyone, everywhere. When things move fast, truly fast, the rhythm of time changes. This is not imagination. This is science. And soon, you will explore why speed can slow down clocks. Why a racing spaceship can stretch a second into a sigh. Why someone moving fast ages more slowly than one standing still. It sounds like fantasy, but it is woven into the very rules of reality. So, as your own clock continues its quiet beat, let this idea float gently into your thoughts. What if time bends not just for emotion, but for motion? What happens when stillness is only a matter of perspective? You are lying down, breath slow, muscles soft. It feels like stillness, complete and certain. But stillness is only what your body tells you. The truth is far more curious. Right now, you are moving. Not a little, but fast. The Earth spins on its axis at over 1,600 kilometers per hour where you are. It orbits the Sun at nearly 30 kilometers per second. And the Sun itself is sailing through the galaxy at 220 kilometers per second, carrying you quietly, invisibly on its back. You feel none of this, because you are part of the ride. This is the gift and the trick of motion. You do not feel speed when it is shared. If everything around you moves together, you feel calm, grounded, still. It is only when motion changes that you notice. A sudden stop, a quick turn, the jolt of brakes in a slowing train. That is when your body remembers, oh, I was moving. In physics, this idea has a name: relative motion. You are never truly still, only still in comparison to something else. You are still relative to your room. But in the dance of the cosmos, you are gliding on a spinning sphere, circling a star, surfing a spiral of stars. Einstein looked at this puzzle and asked a bold question. What if motion and time were linked? Not just casually, but deeply, structurally. What if moving faster could actually change how fast your clock ticks? To understand that, first you must feel this. There is no absolute place to stand still. No universal backdrop where time flows the same for all. Instead, every point of view comes with its own time, its own rhythm, its own version of what now means. And you, in your body, on your bed, are no exception. Imagine this. You are in a train, gliding smoothly. You toss a ball gently upward. To you, it goes straight up and down. To someone standing on the ground, the ball traces a graceful arc through the air. Both are true. Both are real. The only difference is the frame of motion. Now imagine time like that ball. It moves differently depending on where and how you are. From your perspective, time feels steady. But someone moving past you at incredible speed would experience something else. And it is not just imagination. It is measurable, testable. Even your GPS, the tiny system guiding your phone through cities and roads, depends on understanding this. Satellites orbiting Earth experience time just a little differently. Because of their speed, because of their altitude, because in truth, stillness is never still. Let yourself imagine the planet from above. A glowing blue sphere turning gently in space. Clouds swirl. Lights flicker. You are there on its surface, and yet not separate from its motion. Now, slow your thoughts. Remember your breath. Feel your pulse again. Even that rhythm, the one inside you, is part of this greater motion. You are a moving body on a moving planet, feeling steady only because everything around you is moving too. This idea opens the door to something deeper. Because if motion affects how we perceive time, could it also affect how time works? Einstein thought so. He saw that the laws of physics do not care where you stand or how fast you move. They only care about what changes between frames. And from this, he began to see something astonishing. Speed does not just carry you forward. It gently bends the ticking of time. Faster motion, slower time. This is not because your clock is broken. It is because time itself is adjusting, stretching, becoming elastic in the presence of great speed. And so, this chapter ends not with answers, but with a shift in how you see your stillness. What you call rest is a kind of orbit. What you call pause is part of a cosmic rhythm. Your body is still, but your world is moving, and time is quietly watching. So now, hold this soft question in your mind. If motion can bend your sense of now, what happens when speed begins to bend time itself? You are floating now, not in sleep, but in thought. Still in your body, but reaching gently outward. The world around you fades into softness, and you begin to feel the shape of time shift beneath your thoughts. Because now it is time to move faster. Not just running or rushing, but really fast. Faster than jets. Faster than rockets. Faster than anything you've ever touched. In your imagination, picture a spacecraft, sleek, silent, slicing through the stars. You are inside it, moving near the speed of light. And as you drift farther from Earth, something begins to happen. The clocks on the spaceship keep ticking. Second by second, they hum quietly on the wall. Your heart still beats. Your breath still flows. But back on Earth, something odd appears to those watching you. Their clocks tick faster than yours. Their days are passing more quickly than yours. To them, you are slowing down. To you, everything feels normal. And yet, time itself is stretching, not in feeling but in physics. This is time dilation, a truth of the universe that whispers. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. It is not illusion. It is not error. It is how the cosmos protects its deepest law, that nothing can outrun light. You see, light is constant. No matter how fast you go, light will always move away from you at the same speed. This breaks your intuition. You want to say, if I chase light fast enough, it should look slower. But it does not. Because time changes instead. Time bends to keep the universe in balance. Einstein imagined this, sitting alone with quiet thoughts. And in that solitude, he reshaped reality. He saw that speed does not only move you forward, it gently slows your clock. Imagine two people. One stays on Earth. One boards a ship. The ship moves fast, close to the speed of light. When the traveler returns, she finds her friend aged more than she has. Her journey took months for her, but years for the one who waited. It feels like a story, but it is a law. And the universe has tested it. In laboratories, particles are sent flying at enormous speeds. They live longer than they should. Not because they are stronger, but because time flows more slowly for them as they move. Even astronauts, far from the speeds needed for dramatic change, return from the International Space Station slightly younger than if they had stayed on Earth. Milliseconds, yes, but real. Your body, your heart, your thoughts, they are bound to time. But time is not bound to you. It moves in response to how you move. It stretches to protect the harmony of the cosmos. It slows down for those who rush. Now pause here. Feel your own heartbeat. It ticks at its steady pace. But if you were flying, truly flying, that beat would slow, gently, against the rhythm of the world. This is not just about science. It is about the strange beauty of relativity. That nothing is absolute, not even now. That each traveler carries a different version of the present. And perhaps this is why stories and memories feel like echoes. Because time itself is not a single thread. It is a braid, woven differently for each path taken. As you rest in this thought, let yourself imagine how time feels. To the one who leaves, and to the one who stays. This difference is not just theory. It is the quiet heartbeat of tomorrow's chapter. A story of twins, the journeys, of clocks that disagree, because one is rushing, and the other is waiting. You are two people, sharing the same beginning. Two bodies, two heartbeats, born into the same moment. You sleep side by side, dream the same lullabies, grow up counting the same stars. And then one day one of you leaves, not in anger, not in loss, but on a voyage, a journey among the stars. One twin climbs into a ship, sleek and shining, a cradle of motion that will carry her far from Earth. The other stays behind, rooted, steady, watching the sky. And this is where the clocks begin to disagree. The twin on Earth continues the rhythm of days. Sunrise and sunset, meals and seasons. Birthdays with candles, winters that arrive and drift away. But for the traveler, time is different. She is moving fast, faster than anything has ever moved before. Close to the speed of light, the universe leans around her, and her seconds stretch. Inside her ship, everything feels normal. She eats, she reads, she sleeps. But back on Earth, the clock spins faster. Years slip past. Her twin grows older. Her world grows older. And when she returns, when her ship eases back through the sky, when her feet touch the soil again, she finds a world changed. She steps off the ship, but her twin is no longer the same age. She has aged a decade, while the traveler has lived only a few years. This is not science fiction. This is the time twin paradox, a real prediction from the theory of relativity. A quiet truth. When one moves fast enough, time stretches gently behind her. It is not about the ship. It is about the speed. The faster you go, the more time must bend to keep the universe in balance. And this bending is not felt, not inside the journey. But when you return, you find that time has made a different decision. Now pause. Not in thought, but in feeling. Imagine being the twin who stayed. You watched the days go by. You wrote letters that took years to be read. You grew into a new version of yourself, while your sister floated through softened time. Now imagine being the twin who flew. To her, the trip felt brief, a breath, a dream. But when she came home, everything had changed. This is what speed does. It does not just carry you farther. It carries you deeper into your own slowness. The faster you go, the more gently the universe wraps time around you. And yet, time still flows forward. No matter how slow, it never stops. This paradox is not a puzzle. It is a mirror. It reflects the quiet truth that time is not fixed. It flows differently for each journey, each rhythm, each path. Even now, your body understands this. Think of sleep, the strange stretch of time that disappears. You close your eyes and hours pass in silence. To your waking mind, it feels like moments. But the clock has moved on. The universe does this too. For travelers near the speed of light, whole years can pass without being lived. And so, this chapter ends with a return. A ship gliding back through atmosphere. A traveler stepping into a changed world. Two twins, no longer mirrors, but quiet echoes of time's strange grace. And as you rest in this reflection, you begin to wonder, what holds this bending together? What keeps the universe in rhythm, even when its clocks disagree? Perhaps the answer lies in something older than you, older than speed, older than time. A rhythm so constant, it never changes. A speed that always stays the same, no matter how fast you go. And in the next breath, you begin to feel it. Close your eyes. Imagine darkness, soft, total, infinite. Then a spark. Not loud, not sudden. Just a quiet glow, like a whisper of gold against a black canvas. That is light, and it is never late. No matter how fast you chase it, no matter how far you run from it, light always moves ahead of you. Steady, precise, unchanged. This is not a guess. This is the rule. The speed of light, about 300,000 kilometers per second, is the fastest anything can travel. It is not just fast. It is the limit of fast. But what makes light so special? It does not change its speed depending on who is watching. Whether you are standing still or flying through space, light always greets you the same way. It moves at the same speed, no matter where you are or how fast you are going. This constant, this unshakable rhythm is what rewrites our understanding of time. Because to keep the speed of light sacred, something else must bend, and that something is time. Imagine holding a flashlight while riding a train. You shine the beam forward. To you, the light moves away at full speed. Now imagine someone standing outside the train, watching. They also see the light moving away, at the exact same speed. But you are already moving. Shouldn't the light be faster from your hand? It should, but it is not. The universe does not allow it. So, to keep the speed of light the same for everyone, Time itself must stretch, contract, and reshape. Distance must shift. Simultaneity must dissolve. Also, light can remain untouched. It is a strange exchange, a cosmic promise the universe never breaks. The laws of nature have folded themselves around this truth. Even if it makes time waver, even if it forces clocks to tick unevenly, light, above all, remains the same. And it is not just movement that answers to it. Space does too. The very structure of reality bends. So light can travel without question. You see this everywhere. In rainbows that arc across the sky. In the gentle delay between lightning and thunder. In the way stars flicker from millions of years ago. Their light reaching your eyes just now. It is not just illumination. It is memory. A message from distant pasts. Every time you look at the night sky, you are not just seeing space. You are seeing history delivered by light. Some stars no longer exist, but their light still travels. Time for them has long since passed, but their light keeps coming. Quietly, faithfully, even in your daily life. Light rules the rhythm of things. Your eyes depend on it. Your sleep responds to its absence. Plants turn toward it. Satellites use its signals to guide you. And deep within your body, your cells know when it is day, because of what light tells them. This relentless speed, this unwavering flow, is the backbone of physics. And Einstein understood something gentle but profound. To keep the speed of light constant, the universe must give up the idea of a shared, universal now. You and I do not share the same present. If we are moving differently, not exactly, not perfectly, and yet we are still connected by light. Because light carries more than brightness. It carries truth. It tells each observer what the universe looks like, from their corner of space and time. So when you sit quietly in sunlight, or gaze into the glow of a candle, you are witnessing something ancient, something absolute. You are touching the thread that holds together space, time, and gravity itself. Light is the anchor, and everything else bends to honor it. Now drift into this thought, as if your mind is floating in a beam of starlight. If speed can stretch time, and light stays forever unchanged, then what happens? When gravity pulls hard enough to bend even light? What happens? When time slows not from motion, but from weight? Let that quiet question carry you into the next chapter. You hold your phone in your hand. It looks simple, a rectangle of glass and light. You tap a button, and within moments, a blue dot appears on a digital map. It tells you exactly where you are. But have you ever asked how it knows? It is not guessing. It is not magic. It is time. High above you, silent in the dark sky, satellites circle the Earth. They are always listening, always watching, always sending signals. And those signals are all about when. Not just where, not just how fast, but when. Every satellite carries a clock. Not just any clock, an atomic clock, ticking with extraordinary precision. These clocks send out time signals, and your phone catches them like raindrops. It listens to several satellites at once, calculates how long each signal took to arrive. And from that delay, it maps your position. You're here because time told you so. But here is the twist. Those satellite clocks do not tick at the same rate as your clock on Earth. Not quite. They are too fast. But because of where they are, high above the ground in a weaker gravitational field. And also because they are moving quickly around the Earth. Two forces are at play: gravity and speed. Gravity pulls on time. The closer you are to a massive object like Earth, the slower your clock ticks. Speed also pulls on time. The faster you move, the slower your clock ticks. So, satellites experience both. They are farther from Earth, so gravity speeds up their clocks. They are moving fast, so speed slows them down. But the net effect? Their clocks tick faster than ours by about 38 microseconds per day. That might seem tiny, just a whisper. But in the language of GPS, that whisper is thunder. If we ignored that difference, your location would be off by kilometers within minutes. Your blue dot would drift. Your directions would fail. Maps would forget the world. So scientists built corrections into the system. They slowed down the satellite clocks on purpose, so they would tick in harmony with ours on the surface. Imagine that. To make location work, we must adjust for the bending of time in orbit. Every time you search for coffee or find your way home, you are using Einstein's theory of relativity. Not just in theory, but in practice. In your hand. In your life. This is where science becomes quiet magic. The sky is not just above you. It is timing you. And you are always dancing. Between motion and gravity, between what you feel and what the universe truly counts. Even your own body experiences time slightly differently depending on altitude. If you lived on the top floor of a skyscraper, your head would age a tiny bit faster than your feet. If you moved to a mountain, you would gain a few extra nanoseconds each year. Not enough to notice, but real. Time does not pass the same everywhere. It never has. But this is not chaos. It is harmony. Like instruments in an orchestra, each clock plays its own part, adjusting slightly, bending gently, so that the whole performance can continue in tune. And you? You are both audience and player. You live inside the rhythm. Even when you do not hear it, every time your device speaks to the sky, it is measuring time's subtle curve. It is adjusting for Earth's gravity, its rotation, its motion through space. Every second, this dance keeps you in place. A billion invisible calculations. All to tell you, you are here. And it is true. You are. But now that you know the sky is ticking, that orbit bends time, and gravity shapes the beat. You might wonder, what happens when gravity is stronger? Not just a little, but immense. What if you stood on the edge of something so heavy, so dense, that even light could not escape? How slowly would time tick there? Would it stop? Let that question follow you now, soft as silence, as you step toward the gravity that slows the universe. There is a kind of stillness in weight, not the stillness of rest, but a pressure of something holding you, pulling you, anchoring you down. You feel it now, a soft pull drawing your body gently to the mattress. It is gravity. You do not resist it. You never really have. You live inside its embrace. But what if gravity does more than hold you to the ground? What if it also holds your time? You see, gravity is not just a force. It is a bend, a dip in the fabric of space and time itself. Mass does not merely attract you. It curves the path you take through the universe, even the path of your seconds. This means that where gravity is stronger, time slows down. Not in a way you can feel, but in a way that physics can measure. Here on Earth, gravity is steady, but it still stretches time, just a little. Clocks on mountaintops tick faster than clocks at sea level. But by much, just tiny fractions of a second. But tiny adds up. If you were to live for decades, high in the mountains, you would be a whisper older than your twin who stayed at the shore. Even your body feels the tilt. Your head ages ever so slightly faster than your feet. Every day, every night. Now follow this curve farther. Imagine falling toward something massive, a neutron star, or deeper still, a black hole. The pull grows heavier, the light bends around you, and your seconds begin to stretch. To you, everything feels normal. You breathe, you blink, you think. But to someone watching from far away, your movements begin to slow. But the fall takes forever. This is called gravitational time dilation. The closer you are to a strong gravitational field, the slower time moves for you. And if you reach the edge of a black hole, the very edge called the event horizon, your time would nearly stop. From the perspective of the universe outside, from your view, you might feel only a few moments pass. But out there, in the stars on Earth, Centuries could unfold. Civilizations might rise and fall. While you cross a single breath, time bends deeply here. Gravity makes it soft, stretched, heavy. And yet, this effect exists everywhere. Every object with mass tugs at time. Even you, your body, your bones, your heart's gentle pulse, all have mass. All bend space-time just a little. You are not just inside gravity. You are shaping it. And gravity, in return, shapes you. It holds your oceans, your tides, your blood. It keeps the moon tethered, the stars circling, the planets dancing. And beneath all that motion, it drapes time like fabric over a sleeping form, never fully still, never truly flat. Einstein gave us this vision, a universe where space and time are one, where mass sculpts time's flow, and time answers without protest. Now imagine again, you sit quietly on Earth, held by its pull, but someone far above, in orbit or drifting deep in space, feels a different rhythm. Your clocks disagree, not because they are broken, but because they are honest. Each clock tells the time of the place it belongs to. And now, as your thoughts float towards sleep, you begin to feel the weight of gravity, not just on your body, but on your hours. You wonder, if gravity can slow your clock, can it also shape the very structure of time? Can time be bent not only by motion or mass, but reshaped into curves and folds? Could the cloth be stretched across space, in a form your body cannot see, but your mind might begin to touch? Rest in that question as we step next into the shape of time itself. Breathe in, slowly. Let the breath move through you like a quiet wave. Now breathe out and imagine the space around you folding. Not collapsing, not vanishing, just bending softly like fabric under your hand. This is the shape of the universe. This is space-time. You have lived your whole life inside this shape. You move through it when you walk across a room. You feel it as time passes, as the sky shifts, as the seasons turn. But you may not have known, until now, that time and space are not separate. They are one thing, not two threads, but a single woven cloth, space-time. Imagine stretching a blanket across a table. It looks flat, even still, but place something heavy at the center, a ball, a star, planet, and the blanket curves. It dips. It folds. That is what mass does to space-time. It creates a gentle valley, a slope, a path things want to roll toward. You feel this is gravity, but there is no invisible force pulling you. You are simply moving along the curved shape of the universe. The Earth does not orbit the Sun because it is being tugged. It follows the curve the Sun creates in space-time, like a marble circling a bowl. This was Einstein's great insight, that gravity is not a pull. It is a bend. And you, right now, resting in your room, are lying on a world curled gently into space-time's fabric. Your body is pressing down on it too, making your own tiny imprint. Everything with mass bends this invisible cloth. Even your body, even your thoughts. Though faint, they leave a trace. And just as space bends, so does time. Because you cannot separate the two. When you curve one, you curve the other. So when a massive object shapes the space around it, it also shapes the rhythm of time. That is why clocks tick slower. Near heavy things, time here moves through valleys, sliding gently across dips and curves. And this shape is not static. It changes. It ripples. When two black holes collide, they do not just crash. They send waves across space-time itself. These gravitational waves move outward like ripples in a pond, tiny distortions in the shape of time. They were predicted long ago, no, with instruments sensitive enough to hear a whisper in thunder. We can detect them. The universe, it turns out, sings, not in sound, but in rhythm, in motion, in shape. And soft breathings are part of that song. You are not floating in space. You are flowing through a river of space-time. And everything you do, Every movement, every pause, ripples through it, even if just a little. Close your eyes again. Picture the stars, not scattered randomly, but set into a gently bending sheet. They move not because they are pushed, but because the sheet curves beneath them. And so do you. Your every step is a path through curved time. Your every heartbeat, a moment unfolding across the shape of reality. And though you cannot see it, your life is a line traced in this fabric, a timeline curved by the gravity of everything you pass. The world does not move on flat tracks. It spirals and drifts through a shaped, living cosmos. This knowledge is not just for scientists. It is a comfort, because it means you are always connected. Your time, your place, is stitched into the same cloth as every star, every wave, every breath of the sky. So tonight, as you sleep, know that your dreams bend gently through space-time. You are not alone in the dark. You are cradled in a universe that curves with care, that folds time and space softly around you. But even as the shape holds you, questions remain. Does space-time can bend? Can it also fold so tightly that the past and future begin to blur? Could the space circle back on itself? Could a traveler step across the curve and touch tomorrow? That gentle wonder will lead you forward, into the dreams of time machines. You sit still, wrapped in warmth. Outside your window, the night is quiet, and inside your mind, a question begins to drift. Can you travel through time? Not just forward as you always do, but farther, faster, or even backward? Your body, after all, is already a time traveler. Every second you live carries you forward through time. And yet, that motion feels fixed, unchangeable. But the universe, mysterious as it is, leaves space for wonder. You have already learned that motion can bend time, that speed slows it, that gravity softens it. You know time is flexible, not rigid like a ruler, but more like a winding path. So, is it possible to find a shortcut? To skip ahead? Or return to a moment long gone? Science has ideas, and the first place it turns to is the future, traveling forward in time that we know is real. You can do it now. All you need is speed or gravity. Float near a black hole or fly fast enough through space, and your time will slow while the world races ahead. You will arrive in the future, not imagined but lived. The world will have changed, and you will have barely aged. But to go backward, that is a deeper mystery. One theory speaks of wormholes, tunnels through space-time, like bridges between distant points. Imagine folding a sheet of paper, so that two faraway dots suddenly touch. If you could step from one to the other, perhaps you could step into another time. But wormholes are fragile, flickering things in the math of the cosmos. And for now, they remain ideas, glimmers, not doorways. Other visions speak of loops in time, closed circles in spacetime's fabric, where an event becomes its own cause. But these loops raise strange questions. What happens if you change something? Could you stop your own journey before it began? This is the famous grandfather paradox, a puzzle with no easy answer, because time, once looped, becomes slippery. Still, the theories remain, and while science steps carefully, your imagination is free to wander. Perhaps time is not a single road, but a garden of paths, some visible, some hidden, some leading forward, some curling back. And maybe the real key is not in building machines, but in understanding how deeply you already travel. Because your mind moves through time. Every time you remember, you can close your eyes and return to a childhood room. Hear laughter that no longer echoes in the air. Feel the warmth of hands now far away. That is time travel too. Not with engines, but with emotion. And sometimes, a scent or song pulls you so deeply into memory that time feels soft again, as if you have returned. Your body stays still, but your heart steps backward, and you dream forward too. You picture places you have not yet been, faces you hope to meet, a tomorrow shaped by the curve of your longing. Your mind does not move linearly. It leaps. It circles. It reaches. So maybe the real time machine has always been inside you. And while the laws of physics hold tight to their truths, they still make room for wonder. You live in a universe that bends and stretches, one where time is not fixed, but flowing. And in that flow, you are never truly still. Even now, as you lie in the softness of night, you are moving toward morning, toward memory, toward possibility. And the question remains, if your mind can wander through time, can your body ever follow? Perhaps the answer lies not in the machine, but in the rhythm of your breath, in the time that lives inside you. But to return to the present, to here, you begin to wonder something simpler. If time shapes the stars and space, if it stretches near black holes and ripples through satellites, then what about you? What does all this bending, stretching, and warping mean for the very seconds that live inside your skin? And how does your body carry time? Let that gentle question settle on your chest as we move quietly into the final rhythm of this journey. You lie here, quiet, breathing. Around you, the world holds its rhythm. A clock ticking softly in the distance, a breeze brushing gently against the walls, the silent turning of the planet beneath your bed. But deep inside you, another rhythm beats. Not mechanical, not artificial. It is older than any device. It is the rhythm of you. Your heart ticks in time. Your lungs swell in cycles. Your mind drifts between thoughts, each one a moment passing. This too is time. And though you've traveled through galaxies of theory and wandered past stars and wormholes, you now return not to Earth, but to yourself. Because time does not just live in clocks or equations. It lives in the body. In your body, every cell you carry is a keeper of time. Some count the seconds between hunger and sleep. Some track the light that filters through your skin. Others repair, divide, renew, always according to a schedule you never have to see. You are not just a being moving through time. You are a structure of time. The proteins that shape your thoughts have half-lives. The neurons that store your memories fire in patterns, loops of electrical rhythm, measured in milliseconds. And when you dream, even your dreams follow cycles, stages of sleep, layers of thought, soft waves of time rolling through your brain. You are a mosaic of clocks. Some tick fast, like the chemical cascades that help you wake. Some move slow, like the aging of bones, or the growth of hair, or the quiet fading of scars. And all of these clocks are listening to what? To gravity, to motion, to light. Your body responds to the curve of the earth, to the speed of your steps, to the way sunlight falls through the window. Move to a new time zone, and your inner clocks stumble, then catch up. Fly across the world, and your body says, "Where is morning now?" Even time felt, emotional time, lives inside you. You know this. You've lived through slow hours, where every second ached. You've flown through days that disappeared, like breath on glass. That feeling is not just perception. It's a rhythm shift. Your body syncing with joy, fear, waiting, wonder. Time expands when your heart aches. It contracts when you laugh. It pauses when you fall in love. And though physics speaks in numbers, your body speaks in feeling. That's how you know time, not by reading it, but by being it. And just as the universe bends time around stars and black holes, you bend time around memory and meaning. You mark it in your own way, in birthdays remembered, in the scent of old books, in songs that echo something soft inside your chest. You are not outside of time. You're its thread, its witness, its echo. And when your time one day pauses, as all clocks eventually do, your rhythm will still live in the waves you've sent outward, in stories told, in kindnesses past, in the ripple of a life lived through time. So as you rest now, know that your seconds are not just ticking away. They are becoming something. Moments woven into the shape of your story. Moments that belong only to you. Let that thought be your blanket tonight. Let it soften your breath and quiet your thoughts. You have wandered through the bending of time, through the gravity that slows it, the speed that stretches it, the light that keeps it steady. But in the end, you have always carried time within you, and you always will. Sit now, gently, as your inner clocks keep their patient rhythm. You are here, and here is always enough.